I remember very well and about this question that there is a sporting director and in Italy that is my friend and the name is Pantaleo Corvino that he says you can make mistake about your wife but not about the striker and the goalkeepers. You understand? Yeah, and for me it's the best quote that I understood in football, no?
Time now for the black and white take with Justin Sofro
And I don't know who I have to please sexually. You don't need Allegri to jerk you off. I will whore myself out for anybody.
and Julian Gennatti.
He is very raw.
I just slide into bed and she doesn't even know.
It might be long, it might be kind of cringe, but I'm still going to do it anyway.
Pleasing you.
I'm good.
I hope you're proud of yourself because what you've done is proved without a shadow of a doubt you are the world's dumbest son of a bitch.
This is the black and white take with Justin Sofro and Julian Gennatti on the Bianconeri Zone.
All right, what is up, everybody? Welcome in to another edition of the Black and White Take. I'm your host, Justin Sofro. Accompanying me today is my guy, Julian Gennatti. How are you doing, sir?
Honestly, that's great. The first part about Conte, it's fun. It's great. I hope everyone knows that was Conte.
Yeah, I would imagine. Like, if you're tuning in today, the thumbnail, you're gonna know. You should know it's Antonio Conte. Was that just recently that he said that? Was that like a comment? I mean, he's wearing Tottenham, so I'm guessing that was recently.
Yeah, it was definitely within the year. So it was one of his better quotes that I've listened to in the past. And yeah, you can't get your striker, or your goalkeeper wrong, but you can get your wife wrong.
Absolutely. I guess it depends who your wife is. It's funny. I'm trying to think. I don't know if that would work fine in my house, but we'll see. It's been a little bit since you and I have done a live together. I guess honestly it was just Thursday. It was Thursday, but besides that, doing a normal time live, it's been a minute. Appreciate everybody that's in here. If you haven't already, do me a favor, smash that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell icon to stay notified for all of our latest videos. We'll be taking you up to the top of the hour. But of course, we're going to talk about the main news of the day, the big news when it comes to potentially the idea of Antonio Conte and Juventus reconciling. We'll see. We'll see. We'll get into that. I do want to talk about some other things kind of quickly. Maybe I don't want to say briefly, but kind of briefly, if we're being honest, just because there's other news topics of the day too before we lead into this. But just kind of do what we like to do, of course, when you and I are hosting shows together. How things been going with you? Anything behind the scenes? Anything going on with you personally? Interesting of news, noteworthy?
No. Nothing too crazy here. It is day 3 of the international break, so I'm really bored. I got nothing going on. But yeah, it's same old shit. You?
A little bit hectic. Let's just say
You're gearing up for a vacation.
Yeah, I'm gearing up for a vacation. One thing that I guess I should have realized is when you tell your boss, I say quote unquote boss, I'm technically self-employed, but the way my day job works is I have a guy who gives me 90% of my work. Like almost all my work comes through him. So I tell him, hey, I'm out for this next week, which to him means I better load you up with shit before you get out of here. So that way I get stuff handled and taken care of while you're out for the week. So it's been good. It's been good to me, but it's been very busy. I literally went from to Frankfort, Lexington, Kentucky, up to middle of nowhere, Ohio, and back just in time to do this show today. So it's been a busy day. And then yesterday we had my wife and I had our 20-week appointment for our baby. If people don't know, I talked about it. I think we did this during the After Dark. So anybody who's here who doesn't know, just filling you guys in, the missus and I are adding another child to the ranks for the Bianconeri Zone in the future. Little Luca right now won't be alone giving hot takes here in 20, 30 years or however long it takes to get him here.
You got a 2-man strike force now.
Right. Yes, we will. We will. We're excited. The most frustrating part of the whole thing was literally, I want to know. Like, I want to know what it is.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, boy or
Me too.
girl, let me know. And they won't let me. Like, my wife won't let me. My wife won't let me. It's you got to seal it up. 'Cause she wants to do like a, it's the very white, it's the very Caucasian thing
reveal.
to do, which is having a reveal. We didn't do it with
Absolutely.
Luca. We got the papers and I read it and I was like, oh, it's a boy. This time we're going to do something fun. So we're going to do that when
Nice.
we're out on vacation next week. So I'll be sure to
Cool.
fill you guys in and all that. So it'll be a lot of fun. Anyway, guys, okay. Like I said, do me a favor, smash that like button, hit the subscribe button. Now let's kind of get into it. One of the quick things I wanted to really touch on, one of the latest news reports, and of course we're going to get into Antonio Conte. That's the big news story. That's the main topic today. But the latest reports about Federico Chiesa potentially returning to action to play for Juventus October 2nd. Is that the latest report is that correct in what I've seen today?
Apparently, he will be back in training. I don't know to what capacity. October 3rd, so the day after Bologna.
Oh, it's my grandfather's birthday, so I don't know about that. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know why I said that doesn't matter. But to be honest, it's just one of those things. I don't know.
Do you want to know what's funny?
This
so
reeks
October 3rd's your Nono's birthday?
Yeah.
October 3rd is my Nona's birthday.
Oh, yeah? Is it really? That's crazy. That is wild. I think also like September 18th was my mom's, my one of our friends' kids, another friend's parent, and Rick Pitino's birthday. I don't know if you know who Rick Pitino is, but all of them on the same day. Really odd time. I guess a lot of people early in the year.
New Year's
January,
baby, right?
February, trying to stay warm. How do you do it? That's how you do it. That's what happens. Jockey Bro saying bad hair day for both of you, lol. Julian always wears a hat, not exactly the sailor hat or whatever he's got going on right now.
It's called a bucket hat.
Yeah, a bucket hat. I guess I've never seen a bucket hat actually flipped up. So there you go. You look like, it's Gilligan. We'll call him Gilligan from now on. That's actually a really, really musty term. That's a really musty reference. I don't think anybody knows what Gilligan's Island is. At this
I know
point.
what that is.
Okay, you do, but you're a man of culture. You're a man of class.
Yeah, you're right.
Um,
Take a look at my hat. Class.
Yeah. I guess technically you could say it's bad hair day for me, but I guess it kind of always is when you don't have hair. But I do need to shave, so that is part of it is trying to cover up the stubble on the sides. The George Costanza slowly coming in, but that'll get taken care of for me later today. So yeah, back to Federico Chiesa and his return. My main issue with this is it just reeks of desperation. Like
Absolutely.
to me,
That's
this
it.
is a move that reeks of desperation, and it's terrifying to me. Honestly, it's terrifying. Yep. Like, yes, I would love to have Federico Chiesa back when he's healthy, when he's 100%, when he's good to go, when he's 90, whatever it takes to get him back, actually playing.
Yeah.
Not potentially hobbling him back out there and you just hoping it works out.
So yeah, apparently his knee has stopped swelling and done all that stuff medically, but right now we have won 2 games in 9, and it's been a couple days since the players went out for their international break, and now they come up with the news that he'll be back in training. To what capacity we still don't know.
Yeah.
By October 3rd. That you said the word desperation. Mm-hmm. It's not only that; it's just like, don't try and paint don't try and paint the masterpiece over a crappy situation.
Yeah.
Because Chiesa will hype up fans and say, "Yeah, we're gonna be back." Chill. Don't rush him back. That's your prize jewel.
Yeah.
That's it. Don't do it.
I mean, and again, like I said, desperation, whatever you want to call it. To me, what it is it's saying we need a boost. We need something to inject some excitement, some kind of something into the fan base right now, and that's the move. That's the move because Pogba ain't coming back for a while. He's the only one. He's your golden goose right now that you can kind of rely on. I don't know how much I really have to comment otherwise on that. It's just it worries me. I don't really love it because to me, you're just doing any kind of out you can to try to like save Allegri a little bit of embarrassment or just potentially just trying to save his career at Juventus right now. That's what it sounds like to me.
Yeah, the news headline that will really get Juventus fans truly happy is when Allegri leaves.
Yeah.
That's the only piece of news that at this point can change our our feelings
Yeah.
toward the club. Well, for me anyway.
No,
I don't know. I can't speak for everyone, but for me.
I think for the most part, that's kind of where we are. That's kind of where we're sitting, because the only sense of kind of a bounce back, any kind of hope right now, it's hope. And I think that's what I think a lot of fans. Here's the thing: we spent the entire last season, and I'm not saying us, but like I was one of the people. I think you and Ollie, though, I think these are just reasonable people. And what we do is the whole season, last season, we gave it was a little bit of a write-off because of the timing of him coming in, and then kind of giving him a little bit of a space to say, next season is when he'll be judged. Like he'll be strongly judged. And it wasn't just at the end of the season. It's literally from the beginning. It's from the get-go. You have to have a good start. You can't get down to 10 points. We're almost there. We're almost back down to 10 points. One more match and it'll do it. And I think because there were a lot of people, and I understand, there's a lot of people that were coming out of the woodwork that, we see them in the chat, we see them in the, leaving comments, we see them all over Twitter. And they're going out there just saying, Allegri out, he shouldn't be here, he shouldn't, yada, yada, yada. All that, just the hatred for Allegri. And I understand that there was just a bit of knee-jerk reaction, of panic, when you're not getting what you're promised. And I understand last summer ago when I was over here, I was excited about bringing Max Allegri back. I expected him to be the Max Allegri that we kind of knew before, we thought we knew. I guess that we thought we knew. And this is going to be a big part of the conversation when it comes to Antonio Conte. I've heard Alejandro give his opinions. I've heard you kind of give your opinions yesterday. I listened in until the live stream. When you talked about people keep bringing up retreads and coaching. And this is what I was going to hope that Ollie would be here, because I wanted to have a little bit of a debate, if you will.
I'd be on your side, by the way.
Are you? Because you would. You would be. Yeah. I was trying to remember exactly how you sit with that. You talk about when it comes to Antonio Conte and your feelings on. Okay.
Yeah.
And then maybe I might have to rely on you a little bit during the show then to kind of rehash a little bit what Ollie was saying. Unless Ollie's in the chat and he wants to, write it out there. Feel free.
I'm not going to speak for him, but he was just saying it's more of like a Bonucci, Allegri, like a coming back thing and not working.
Yeah.
I will say this. I'll make one point and then I'll shut up about Conte because I don't think he's coming. But that's another thing.
You said 0%, 0%, guys.
0% chance he's coming.
He did.
You've heard me say this before, but I think he's not coming whatsoever. However, it's different because Max Allegri was fired. He did not do anything for 2 years, and then he came back.
Yeah.
Conte has gone from team to team to team to team and is a serial winner. That's the big difference.
Yeah.
Like he's continued his coaching career, he's continued to be successful. It's the same style. Don't get me wrong. Very similar setups at least. Like with Tottenham, he changed one thing. He's playing with one striker instead of two, but it's the same kind of thing. But that's the main difference.
Exactly. I think this is a situation, and I'm trying to look for it. I'm looking at it under the Bianconeri Zone Twitter page, and I know Ollie's one who tries to, I think, parse through the bullshit, if you will.
Yes. Yes.
And so I don't think he spread the news, the topic. I don't think he's even put it out there. No. Let me try to find. I want to find the exact commentary, the exact quotes. It was Fabiana Della Valle who made the comment out there when it comes to him. I don't know if you have it off the top of your head.
Not to the Gazzetta dello Sport, though. That's the main point I want to make with that as well. She didn't say it to her employer. She said it to not a podcast, but like a pro Juventus. I don't know, something like if she came to us and she would say it on here. You know what I mean? Like a forum.
I mean, she wants that out there for some reason. Like, here's the thing. I have to take it with a grain of salt because I understand journalistic integrity isn't the same thing in Europe and in Italy that it is here in America. In America, you if you step out of line and you say something like this, trust me, there's plenty of people that are quote unquote journalists that say ridiculous things that come out there to get the headline, to get the the clickbaity stuff. But there's usually a feeling. You ruin your integrity when you do that. People do not trust you. People don't want to read you. They think you're BS. So I put that with a giant grain of salt when it comes to Fabiana Del Valle, putting that out there, but not putting it out there for her employer. Something about there's enough traction to this though, that to me that I can't believe that it's a non-story. That's my
hear something else. Did you hear the Nico Shira bit?
No, I didn't. It's like again, fill me in.
I'm gonna fill you up.
Yes, do that too. Fill me up and fill me up.
So Nico Shira said Juventus have not contacted or have not been in contact with Conte, but he is one of their main targets, or will be one of their main targets in the summer.
Do you put that at the feet of Pavel Nedved? That he's the one that's really. I mean,
absolutely.
I know he's championing. I know he wants it, but I didn't know if like you think he's the only guy. Guys, smash that like button. Do me a favor, Ale and Julian, don't whip you like I do when I'm on the live streams. When I'm on the live streams, you hit that damn like button, okay? That's what we're doing. But I appreciate it though. Thank you guys. But anyway, sorry. Back to what you're saying. I apologize. Sometimes I have Tourette's. Sometimes it just comes out there. It's just
all good.
Anyway. I'm sorry, that was in poor taste. I apologize. I have Tourette's. But it is what it is. Anyway, okay. Back on topic. Nedved. Okay, when it comes to Pavel Nedved, we know that he is high on Antonio Conte.
Absolutely.
Okay, let me actually throw this out there since I have the quote now up here. We have one of her. Okay, so we have two things. First off, we have Tuttosport who reported, or I guess put out there, that Antonio Conte's contract with Tottenham ends in June of 2023, and the coach is postponing any discussions on the renewal at this time. He's keeping an eye on the situation in Europe, in particular with Italian clubs. Though that's not really, to me, I have a hard time really connecting that to Juve just because that just reads like Antonio Conte and his mantra. That's who he is. He is that guy who just, kind of goes out there and will just
every year he's like, let's see what else is going on here.
Do you think that's why Pavel Nedved and him like each other? Because like you see him at the bar, you see him dancing around, he's looking around, seeing what other women are out there.
Well, what's going on tonight?
What's going on over here? Yeah.
What's the flavor of the night?
maybe they're wingmen. They're each other's wingmen.
Yeah.
We have Stephanie who says, "Ciao guys, I like the video on my grandma's account. Thank you. We don't have to smack her up now. Maybe you already did. Maybe you smacked grandma up, but I appreciate. I haven't said that in a while, guys. Go into grandma's room, smack grandma up, take her phone, hit that like button, all that good stuff. All right. The actual quote, though, I think what we have here that I see from Fabiana Del Valle was about 3 hours ago. Right? That's a long time ago. She was ahead of the curve. The director's meeting is not linked to the coach. I do not expect anything about this aspect. However, Conte wants to return to Juventus. The relationship with Agnelli has improved, but I don't know at what point Elkin wants his return, is the comment that we have on him. And I think that's the gist of it, for the most part.
So I think, is it an Elkin problem because of the money, or is it an Elkin problem because of a failed relationship in the past? My question is, why does Elkin not want this?
I don't know if she's saying that he doesn't want it. It's just she's not clear if that's something that he wants. I don't know how deep this runs, how much, obviously we've seen the drama. We've seen all that when it comes to him and Agnelli with the middle finger, the screaming and yelling at each other, all that stuff. My biggest question is more of it's how much does Elkin want to pump the money in to make this happen? Because there's two things too. For this move to happen, not only Elkin, but mostly Agnelli is the one who really has to kind of bend the knee when it comes to, for Juventus, for all the fans, for Pavel Nedved, all those people, to keep them, to appease them at this point. Because right now, basically what he would be doing is he'd basically be saying and coming out and saying that he was wrong. That he was wrong to bring back, what's that terrible shirt, Julian? I see that. Is that somebody you know personally that's...
Nope.
Oh, no, okay, just somebody didn't like the Red Wings. Okay, got it. Back on topic. back on topic. When it comes to this situation, and you're going to keep doing this, you're going to keep showing it off. Show those pecs off. Show those pecs off a little bit.
I got those.
But anyway, my main point, what I was trying to get to, is I think it would be Agnelli basically having to admit that he was wrong on Allegri twice. He didn't want to fire Allegri the first time. He didn't want to let Allegri go back then. And now he's doing, now again, when he got his way, because, he thought, I felt like, to me, it feels like he was saying that by bringing in Sadi and bringing in Pirlo, he was giving the other people, the vocal other, I don't want to say minority, but I guess the vocal majority, their chance. Here's some other coaches that are successful, or at least when it comes to Sadi, he was successful at Chelsea. You saw what he did at Napoli. They pushed Juventus for a Scudetto for a season at least. If these don't work out, and they didn't work out, quote unquote, didn't work out, they won the Scudetto though. But we all saw it going downhill. Though I think, again, we can look back and look at what was going on with Allegri as a symptom of it as well. Because there was some downhill trend for him and for the squad. My issue is, I feel like all the, and I'm trying to think my exact words properly. I think he'd be giving a lot of concessions. This is a lot of concessions, and maybe it's time for Agnelli to give these concessions.
It is
to the club
time.
and to the fans,
it's time.
Especially if you want to save your own position. And I'm not saying obviously the Agnelli family. They are Juventus. Yeah. Juventus is the Agnelli family. But that doesn't mean that John Elkann couldn't find somebody else in the family tree. That doesn't mean, you know what I mean? Like,
isn't there a Lapo sitting right next to him or whatever?
Right, yeah, there
he's
is.
Ready to rock, always tweeting about stuff, always ready I know he's kind of a lunatic in his own right, but still.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, put this up there. Giuseppe puts out, our valued member Giuseppe points out, saying about Conte is a winner. He doesn't mess around. Write him a blank check and get him back ASAP. It's funny. It's funny, Giuseppe saying that. And I get it. It's funny when we talk about the Mercado. I don't think Giuseppe is one of those guys, but all the people that are like, money, we can't afford to do that. And now the people, when it comes to the coach, and I understand it is the coach, it is the heartbeat of this squad, of this team, for them to put this thing together. Now it's, write them a blank check. But I'm not in disagreement with them.
I think, like you said, coaching is so much different compared to players. Like, there's regulations for financial fair play for money as well.
Yeah.
And you brought up the Transfer News Live, the minus, we overpaid 234 million euros for compared to the relative price for players in the past 10 years. So that makes sense how we have no money for that. But you can't tell me that Exor can't just give Max a severance and buy a new coach. Like, literally write a blank check for this guy. You can't tell me that. Because he has money. I know that. You know that. It's not, you can't hide it.
Yeah.
It's just that, like you said, you don't want to, Agnelli doesn't want to admit the mistake.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's because it's not just financials. It's not.
Yeah.
It's his ego taking a shot. It's his ego. This is all ego. And not only would that, if there'd be a lot of concessions going on, like I said, not only your ego taking a shot with you being, quote unquote, saying that you're wrong about Allegri twice now, but not only that, but your ego would take another shot, and after Conte, the middle finger and all that stuff going on, and now welcoming him back to the club, welcoming back a controversial figure.
Very controversial.
I am also very curious, and there's a lot of different ways we can go with this, and I'm sure this will continue past this live stream, because there's a lot of topics that I can milk out of this, if you will. And I should have done that hand motion, but you know what?
Clip it. 26 minutes.
Right, exactly. But there's a lot that we can get out of this, and one of my main let me think about the way I want to go with this first. First off, I guess let's just do this. What do you think? Because we're going to get into our opinions. You already mentioned a little bit earlier. Guys, do me a favor. Smash that like button. We're taking you up to the top of the hour. I think you already put out there kind of your opinion on Conte. You kind of you summarized a little bit yesterday of what Ale said, though you're not speaking for him, as you said.
Yeah.
What do you think about all the fans out there? How do the fans overall feel? Because I know there's some fans that do feel like I feel and that feel like you feel, that care about winning and having a successful coach. And I can get over the issues. I can get over the disrespect to Juventus at points, the disrespect to the Juventus management at some point, especially because you've seen just the way they treated Juventus legend. You saw the way he was going at Agnelli for all that Agnelli has done for the club. little pieces of that. But also, what I wonder is how many fans are out there that, soiled themselves talking about Antonio Conte, wanting the star taken down, wanting all this stuff, pushing for that, saying about how he is no longer a Juventus, former player. There's no love for him. It's all done. Yada yada yada. You move on. How do you think? What do you think those guys feel? How do you think they'll come around? Do you care?
To be honest, I personally don't care because I don't think Conte. I'm not the most familiar. All I know is he gave the finger to Agnelli and he bitched out halfway through training camp in 2014.
Yeah.
Or 2015, I forget which year. No, 2014. He bitched out halfway through training camp or whatever because they didn't see eye to eye with management. Mm-hmm. I don't know if he said anything repulsive to the club itself. So I can get over a middle finger and a disagreement in terms of finances.
Yeah.
So that's me. Especially if this guy's going to just come back and start winning, which he probably could, if we're going to be honest. Mm-hmm. So I'm fine with it. I still don't think it's going to happen, but I'm fine with it.
My personal opinion, and maybe it's just because it's more of a, I'm trying not to be swayed by my own personal desires in this moment. I don't believe. And everybody who's is in your boat, that's kind of just saying it's not going to happen. I'm not there yet. I'm not there. I feel like it's less likely than it is likely, but I'm not there yet. Mainly just because I've seen things that Conte has done, and he's unpredictable. Antonio Conte,
irrational.
huh?
Irrational.
He's emotional. He's unpredictable. So all these things factor into this. What would be the most unpredictable thing to do for Antonio Conte? Come back to Juventus. That would, to me, at this point, that would be it, given everything that's happened. I do want to get in this a little bit. Let me go ahead and, because like I said, I know we're tight on time, so I don't want to, I don't want to miss out on some of this. But one of the topics that has come up, and that goes along with this, is because people, I'll use Ale as an example. Ale has thrown out there the idea of you don't want to go back. I've heard this all over the place, but like people saying you don't want to go back to the ex-girlfriend. You don't go back to that person. You don't do retreads. You don't do Max Allegri once again. Yep. You don't do Antonio Conte. You don't bring back whoever. And here's where I disagree with that kind of notion. Is I think if you look at it, and again, I'm going to do what I normally do, which is me comparing with local sports, with stuff that I have here locally for U of L. Louisville has had this issue where we had my favorite American football coach of all time at the time, which was Dan. Really saying, we all know you want Conte to come back. Okay, I'm talking. I'm getting through it. Okay, Dan. Okay.
This is what Justin does. He gets to it eventually.
I'm filling it in. I'm filling it in. He's filling you up. Anyway, but like basically, by Vitrino, he led the University of Louisville football to the best, the top that they've ever been at, which is winning an Orange Bowl. Almost could have played for a national championship if it weren't for an injury and one stupid offsides play. Don't even get me started on it. Things like that happening. And then you look at when he came back the second time and people said, don't bring him back. Well, one of the things you looked at is he did all that. He had great offenses, but you also saw that his defense was shit. And you saw that he was scoring 70 points a game, 80 points a game. That's the equivalent of like scoring, I guess, 4 goals every game. I don't know.
4 or 5,
4 or 5 goals every game, guys. It's just so you know, in case you don't follow American football. It's that, but he can't do but he has no defense. So you're winning 4-3 every match. You win, but you're winning 4-3, 4-2, something like that. The equivalent of that. And then you saw after he left, the entire thing collapsed. The next coach, failure from the start. And at first people thought, oh, that coach sucked, which the coach probably did suck. But at the same time, he wasn't left with something good. When you look at what Antonio Conte does, Antonio Conte sets the foundation wherever he goes. He's a builder. He's fantastic at doing it. He goes to Juventus, he goes to Inter, and now he's at Tottenham doing that. He gets them into the Champions League. He sets them up for a moderate amount of success in the near future. We'll see what happens with Inter right now. That's Inzaghi doing the Inzaghi special. is
Yeah.
what I want to say. Maybe I need to take more shots at other teams. I think that's something we don't do enough here on the channel. I'm going to take some more shots at other teams just for fun, guys. I think I take enough shots at our own team, let alone let's take shots at the other people. That would be more fun for people. But my point is, and again, I talked for long enough, so I'm going to let you talk some more too. I hate to just overrun it. But as I feel like Antonio Conte, when he gets places, he leaves you in a better spot than when he arrived. And that's something you can always kind of count on. Regardless of how he leaves, it may be filled with dramatics. It may be filled with him pissing and moaning and yelling and screaming because he wants certain players and he wants more money allocated. I mean, if we're being honest, I understand there's the entire argument about him in Champions Leagues and how he performs, though usually the clubs he's going at, he's getting them back on their footing. So I almost throw that out the window. And I get it. I've changed my opinion, or I've bitten the knee when it comes to Champions League that I'm just kind of like, make it to the round of 16. I don't care, because I'm so beaten down in the success.
We've been here before. I've seen the song and dance.
Yeah, and that's kind of where I'm sitting with it, as I feel like, and I understand that can be a whole nother topic for another day. But to me, I feel like Antonio Conte is the right man, and this is a situation. Sorry, that's all I need to say. That, so she put the words right in my mouth. But I feel like he is kind of the right man to do this. Oh, she's battling easy, and I'm here for this. I'm here for the discourse between people, the battling that will surely ensue here on the channel and other places.
Yeah, okay, but let's see. Let's just check his resume. He revived Juventus. That's a fact.
Yep.
He left on bad terms. That's a fact. He he made the national team relevant with a really shit roster.
Yep.
And he lost in penalties to Germany. That's a fact. He wanted to leave because he wanted to go back to club football. He went to Chelsea. He revived Chelsea, won the title with them.
Yep.
Fact. Left because they were doing kind of shit, but like not really his fault. Then he went to, where'd he go now? Oh, Inter. Revived Inter. Left because no one supported him. Fact.
I mean, if we're going to, and I understand we could also, it's difficult because obviously the 2019-2020 season, they ended up finishing just like, a point shy, but really Juventus had a little bit more space there. Though I will say, Juventus was kind of collapsing there down the end, and we're lucky that we had that space that we did have, because that squad did not look good. And then we saw what happened when Pirlo came in.
Yep. So, and then he left Inter, obviously unceremoniously. He didn't get the right backing that he always wants. Goes to Tottenham. They started off 0-3. Sorry. They started 3-0, and then they lost 3 in a row. And then that coach sucked, so they fired him. And he brought Tottenham to the Champions League. And now they're playing decent.
Yep.
That's a fact.
The proof is in the pudding.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, in fact, I said pudding.
Yeah. I don't know how long, if he was to come, hypothetically, because I like to do hypotheticals here.
Yeah.
If he was to come, he would fix it. That's him. That's who he is. But then how is he going to lead the team?
And
because that's going to happen too. That's a fact.
Yeah. Well, and here's where I go with it. And again, we need to do this when Ollie's on here too, because I want to hear the back and forth with him. Because I feel like he'll give me a run for my money. Because I know he'll have something to battle me with. But my personal opinion is, okay, so look at the landscape. Look at it out there.
Yep.
What other coach? We put the coaches out there. Mancini is one.
Yep.
Mancini's one. I would like to see him come to the club, especially if he wants to, make a step away from Italy.
Yeah.
If he wants to actually go back to club football, I'd love to have him. You saw what he did. I feel like it's a similar situation where if you get him good pieces to work with, he'll have you winning. I'm
on board with Mancini too. If Conte and another guy are available, like I'm okay with him being a third or fourth choice.
And I don't know if Mancini comes off as one that, I don't know if that's a situation where that player is a dream, that coach is like a daydream for us, for Juve. I don't
think it's a daydream. I think it's just a suitable, in the grand scheme of things, if we know that Conte wasn't achievable or attainable, Mancini's okay. Like, I'm okay with him. So,
I'm also muted. Yeah, sorry. I had to clear my throat and I didn't want to do it in the mic.
Good call.
Thanks. So one of the things too that when it comes to Mancini, obviously I am selfish and I want the Italian national team to hopefully come back and be strong again. And I kind of hope that he can do that, and that he's the guy to still do that, is my hope. So there is a little bit of bias. I understand a lot of people, especially I would imagine here, are probably Juve first, then the Italian national team, if they even are the Italian national team supporters. I know you. I see the name of the coach that you like, Ruben Amorim. Is that how you say his name? Or play a coach like that. The reason I also say, if you look out there, I know I talked about Italiano. I know Ole's off the Italiano train. Is that correct? I think he's off.
I think he said he's okay with, because I rambled off like 8 names yesterday in a row. I think he was okay with it, but like no at the same time.
Yeah. Well, and here's my issue: is all these other names that are floated out there that Juventus could potentially be going after, that Juve could get. Yeah. They're when I say they're kind of unproven, and they're not surefire things. And I know, who knows? Maybe I'm sitting here like I was for Allegri a year and a half later if he comes, or 2.5 years down the road, but he doesn't. It doesn't work out. He comes to Juve and it fails massively. I don't think that would happen with Conte. I just don't think he's that kind of coach. Happening. Yeah. I don't. So I, in this situation, I don't know. I just think there's no other names out there. I'm also sticking with the idea that when it comes to Juventus, they're only gonna go Italian. Like you said, I think it was something else. Actually, it might have been the guys from IFTV. I watched their thing, so shout out to them. As a staff from them, I think it was from them. They had put out there something along the last time they had a non-Italian coach was obviously Deschamps last time, which was what?
Said it be.
Yeah, that year. So like 06, 07, 07.
Yep.
And then before that, it was back in 1970 something. So
didn't they have like a Welsh guy or something, or?
It was way before.
Yeah,
way before my Juve fandom. So as much as I try to keep
you gotta get ready
history.
for Stump the Schwab.
Oh, that is true. We're coming up. We are going to have some
ready.
fun, guys. We are going to have some fun games that we're hopefully going to play. Maybe it'll be during the After Darks for you. Those of you that can join us in the After Darks, we'll be doing some fun stuff. Hopefully, while I'm out of town, I'm going to try to bring my laptop and stuff down there. So while I'm at the beach at night and the kids asleep, my wife's asleep because of that. Your boy's going to be having some drinks, and we're going to be having some fun, hopefully. So we're going to continue to follow this whole Antonio Conte situation. Just to me, I'm sorry, Easy. I'm going back to my ex. This one's good. The last one wasn't that great, but this was the X. This is the first X. This one made me feel good at points. And you know what? That getting back with my last
she
ex
broke up with you.
Yes. Yep.
Exactly. And you're willing to take her back.
See, I took back the one that I broke up with. This is the one that she thought she was too good for me.
Yes.
so yeah.
It's a full-on rom-com here.
Yeah. And again, a lot of my reasons, because like Tuchel's not going to happen. He's probably going to Bayern if he goes anywhere or something like that.
Most likely.
Yeah. So just to me, it'd be different if there were a lot more names out there. If there was a young surefire coach, sure. Like if there was somebody I knew that was a guarantee almost, as close to a guarantee as you can get, I would. I liked Italiano before. I still think Italiano has a chance to do some good things. Things that Fiorentina aren't going well right now. But he definitely knows how to get a lot out of Vlahovic. So it wouldn't be bad. Actually, that's what I was coming around to. Sorry, mine goes 7 different places. It's been a long day, and I didn't sleep much from yesterday either. So here's the thing: if you're Agnelli, if you're Elkin, whoever is in charge at this point, it's gonna be Agnelli. I shouldn't even say it like that. It's gonna be Agnelli. If you're Agnelli, and this is a situation where this is a strings attached relationship, right? This is a relationship where you kind of know what to expect, but you're prepared.
Yep.
Well, while the good may be getting good during it, eventually the well's going to dry up. And when I say that, I mean he'll probably, that ex-girlfriend will maybe leave you for somebody else, or maybe maybe you don't have enough money to buy Zaniolo if he wants it. I don't know who he wants, whoever it is that he wants. In that situation, that's where you got to have that list. You got to have the list of who's the guy to follow up Conte. And I don't have no problem with this situation. I think the best situation would be Antonio Conte. You're set up, good to go, but you know who the next guy's going to be.
Or at least have an idea, like you said.
Yeah. Maybe for some reason he changes everything that he's ever done in his history as a coach and decides to stay with Juventus for more than two seasons or whatever, or 3 seasons. But at the same time, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like we'll see, but know that there's going to be a guy that you need to have replaced and who can take the ball and run with it after Antonio Conte eventually leaves Juventus. But again, in much better of a place than it was.
Do you want to know something as well? If, again, hypotheticals, if Conte was to come, you know that the board has told Conte, yes, you can come. And you know Conte saying, I'm only coming if you guarantee me some players.
Yeah.
So you damn well know if Conte comes next summer's transfer market could be fun.
Lit.
But at the same time, is he going to get a profile with what he wants, or is he going to get the player that he wants?
I mean, to me, and this is one of those situations where, again, I go back to that statement that was untrue earlier in the year, where Elkin said that Exor will take care of a club to make sure they're successful. Pony up. This is your time to prove it. If Conte wants a guy, I mean, like, you don't have to go crazy. Like, I would imagine, I mean, okay, Conte, I was about to say that he's reasonable. Okay, Conte's not reasonable. But at the same time...
He's not, but...
He's not a rat. Yeah.
If you look at Tottenham summer, it wasn't unreasonable players. Like, he got Perisic on a free. He wanted Perisic. He wanted Richarlison. They spent big for Richarlison. He wanted a center back. He couldn't get Bastoni because obviously Inter didn't want to sell, so they got Lenglet, whatever. But they also got Yves Bissouma for a good price.
Uh-huh.
They got him players that he wanted, and
yeah,
they're affordable.
Yeah, this is in the EPL. This is,
yes,
obviously not, Man City or whatever, but still,
yeah,
they got money. They can do this.
Yeah.
Paratici did some good things. What's Paratici's relationship with Conte? Like, I know it's good. It's good, but like, is it good enough to keep him there rather than coming back home to Juventus?
I mean, there's
regardless
a
of
reason
if he
why,
wants to come or not.
There's a reason why Conte's contract expires in 2023.
Because he knows.
And why, I don't know if he knows, but I think Conte is a free beast.
Mm-hmm.
He wants to control his own destiny almost all the time. So,
yeah.
And if you're Paratici, you got to sit there and say, okay, you're sick. You're good at what you do. If you want to stay here, I hope you can stay here. But if not, I can't help. I can't obviously hold you hostage.
You take him to prom. He shows you a good time, but you don't marry him. That's kind of the thing, and which is fine. I mean, maybe he'll finally settle down. You never know.
Yeah, you never know. Hey, lots of men usually do.
Eventually, we have to. Eventually, we have to. Not that I'm saying I was ever a prize. But at the same time, Den Benitez says Justin Julian if Allegri gets sacked after the Milan game. Who are we bringing in?
Montero gets pushed up.
To me, I think that's such a stupid move. It would be so stupid. Who knows? There's this tiny percentage that he could be this amazing coach on the come up. And
probably not.
Probably not, but it's a possibility.
Yeah.
But if not, what you did is you did the same thing that you did with Pirlo. You burned another U23 coach, and this is what we're sitting in. And to me, I think that's the dumbest move that you can make. Let him continue to develop there. Do it for a bit longer before you really decide that's a way to go. I know you bring him in.
I think it'd be interim at that time. I think it'd be interim at that stage, and then like if I was to do this, if I was to run this right now, and I was 80% or 75% positive that I could get Conte in the summer, and Allegri's still stinking up the joint, I would say, listen, Montero, you can be the interim till the end of the season. If you do well, we're going to keep you, but not as the coach, as the youth coach or whatever, or as an assistant coach if you want. Not for the main guy, though. And if you do poorly, you can still go do the U23s. It won't be his fault is what I would tell him.
To me, there has to be another option out there. Like, there has to be, like, who's semi-retired that wants to have a 8-month 7-month job, a month job.
Fabio Capello. He always talks about Juventus anyway.
Right. There you go. There you go. To me, I'm not saying it'd be Montero, but like to me, it's the one that makes sense for Juve. But again, I think I always F up this term, but like the phrase, but is it like cut your nose to spite your mouth or to spite your face or something like that? Whatever it is, you know what I'm saying? You're just hurting another part of Juventus to try to figure out another situation right now. It doesn't make sense. Like, to me, it's stupid.
Yeah.
Again, guys.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just saying, again, guys, like I've been saying, we're going to take you up to the top of the hour. If you could, smash that like button. Help us get up to, I don't know, let's get to 70 likes. Let's get us to 70 likes today. I appreciate your all's continued support. We have around 70 people during this live stream today.
Yeah.
Concurrently.
Yes, concurrently.
You know who you look like? You look like Walter White. That's who you look like. You need to. Did you ever watch Breaking Bad? I never did. I never saw Breaking Bad.
I never did, but I know.
You know, with the picture.
Yes.
That's who you look like right now. I need to watch it. And I saw the first and the last episode, so it's all ruined for me.
Weird.
Yeah. It's just one of those things. It was a movement. Like, everybody was out there and everybody was watching it. So I was like, I'll tune into the last episode just see what happens. Yeah. Just see if it's that big of a deal. And I was like, oh, okay. So
I get it.
That's cool. I guess it was cool, guys.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Jeff Costello is thinking I was serious with Fabio Capello. I was not serious. I was just saying who someone who's on the street currently. Just, always talks about Juventus.
Right. Yeah. Daniela says you look Canadian. He always looks Canadian. To be fair, he's always Canadian. A couple other topics I want to get to real quick. Unless you really have anything else on the Conte thing. Do you have anything else that you really have to get off your chest? To me, I
do have one more thing.
Okay, no, that's perfect. Then I would just say this. My closing statement for this is: Julian is always wrong when he says 0%. Guys, said it about Vlahovic, said it about Pogba, and yesterday he said about Antonio Conte. Here we go, Antonio Conte back to Juventus in the summer of 2023. Okay,
now I will talk. It is day 3. This is day 3 of the international break. We are coming off of a bad period of football. And, of course, with a guy who has an expiring contract, the news outlets are going to say, hey, this guy, it looks good. He's going to come back. Or they're thinking about bringing him back. It's just good publicity, or trying to make good publicity to Juventus fans at this point. If this happens when they were playing still, and obviously we're shit still, and like if Nico Schira says on November 1st that Antonio Conte is being eyed by the Juventus board, then I'll be like, okay, something's cooking here. But until then, nah. Zero.
Again, every time he says 0, I don't trust him.
0.
Real quick, I just noticed because I just went into our channel stuff, guys. If you're new here, even if you're not new here, smash the like button, hit the subscribe button if you're new here, join the channel, and consider joining the membership squad. I just have to roast Ale real quick. Not really bad. This isn't bad. Like he doesn't like when I take shots. I do it a lot. But one day, that's part of the show we're gonna do later. We're gonna do that later. I asked him yesterday. I said, Ale, could you do me a favor? Just maybe clickbait this video that I made last night. So just hopefully I get some views. And every single time I ask him to do that, he puts the worst titles. Today was a Juventus with no leaders, and I was like, what the fuck makes you want to watch that? What makes somebody want to watch that? You know?
Yeah.
And then he gets his, and I'm not gonna ruin it for people because it's going up tomorrow. I see he already has it prepared. But it's like the clickbait shit that I'm like, that's a good title. Like, that's great. Like, when it comes to me, no views for you, Justin. No views for you. And I'm over here overproducing. Huh?
It's all about him.
I know. And I'm over here overproducing the shit. I got this stuff. I'm cutting stuff. I'm throwing in songs. I'm throwing in whatever stuff. You know what I'm saying? Give me my shot. Guys, go watch today's video. If you haven't already, go watch today's video. We'll see what happens with Antonio Conte. I'm more of a believer than I am a doubter right now.
Okay.
Right now.
So if we were doing Ali's percentages, you'd say 51%.
We're doing it'll be Justin's. Okay, I know it's called Ali's percent. I get it. No, I'm not 50. I mean, I still think it's less likely that he'll be here actually. But I'm saying I'm more of a believer than a doubter in the story as a whole. Let's say that. I mean, you had guys like who was obviously Tancredi, who's not the source, not a good source. But who was the other guy? Giovanni Albanese, who made a very weird comment.
Cryptic tweet.
Very cryptic. Of being like either there's news out there or he's just saying that people are literally making up fake news. So it's hard to tell.
Yeah.
Honey was asking, but seriously, what do we do if Allegri is sacked in a month? There is no one available.
This is my point.
See, my personal opinion, my honest opinion, is that they would make a desperation move, and instead of getting Antonio Conte, because I doubt Conte will leave Tottenham mid-season, like no matter what you do, kind of thing. I'd be afraid that you'd make a desperation hire, and you go get a guy like maybe Italiano or whoever would leave, or two. I don't think they would do too. I just don't believe it because he's not Italian. That's the only reason.
Justin, you weren't here. I don't know if you weren't paying attention.
Yeah.
Yesterday, Hanin made the point where we can't get a Serie A coach to coach us this season once they've already coached a team this year. So, for example,
who said that?
Hanin sent an article or a rule.
That's a rule by Serie A?
Yeah, apparently so. So if we sack Allegri, we can't go and get Italiano and let him coach the same team.
So we are legally blocked from doing that.
Correct.
Okay, that's interesting. I thought she just meant I thought she was just saying there's no chance, and I'm like, you're saying nobody?
No.
They wouldn't leave freaking Molds
Apparently,
or whatever
there's
to go
a legal issue with it.
There's so many stupid rules. Like, if we're being honest, there's so many dumbass rules in Serie A. Like, Serie A is literally trying to hurt themselves from having a strong competitive league. Like, I understand these rules are made to protect the smaller teams. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to protect, when I say a smaller team like Fiorentina, still viewed as one
smaller.
of the, but they're viewed as one of the seven sisters
Mid-table.
or whatever.
But
but at the same time, they're trying to protect clubs like that. Udinese, who I guess they had Ascoli's head coach last season or whatever, and now he's cooking. He's cooking right now with Udinese. A move like that, which again I get it, but to me I'm like, you don't need to care about the bottom of the table. You don't need to care about half the table. You don't need to care about 60% of the table. Just care about the teams that matter. Care about the teams that keep your food on the table. Teams that make you money.
Yeah.
So
you're all about the one percenters.
Exactly. I'm Donald Trump guy. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I'm not.
Oh my goodness.
But that's what it sounds like. It sounds like that right now. Like, it's just about me, baby. But it kind of is. Like, if you're a Juventus fan, it should just be about them, baby. And so that's what we should be doing. We're going to have to get out of here in just a few more minutes. Like I said, guys, help us get to, I appreciate chatting up. If we were doing a longer stream, maybe 100 likes, but help us get to 70 likes. I'd really appreciate it. Smash that like button. We're taking you up to the top of the hour, as I said. But I do want to pull up real quick a couple of comments. Something I noticed as we get out of here is that just right now it's just been ex-player time, ex-girlfriend time, basically. People think that it's their time to come take shots at Juve. And it's just left and right. They feel comfortable now to just urinate on their old lady.
It's a cool thing to do.
Yeah, it's a bit ridiculous. If you look out here right now, first of all, I need to call bullshit on this real quick. Paulo Dybala came forward, basically talking about his time with Juventus, and he says this today: I had an agreement for a contract renewal with Juve, but then out of nowhere, they told me that I was not part of the club's new project. Like, dude, shut the hell up. Like,
what happened.
You know exactly what happened. You were the freaking issue. You were the problem. This isn't Juve out of nowhere trying not to offer it. Juve had a deal, or not a deal, but they had an offer to you back in October. You didn't even have a real agent. Yeah. Like, this is all your fault. And then now he's, I just love Roma so much. I love the capital. I love how much
Roma's the same as Argentina fans. Go have fun.
Yeah, it's okay. I love that everybody tries to mug me anytime I'm on the streets. It's amazing. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate it. Juventino 81 says, good job, guys. Forza Juve. I would take Conte back tomorrow. Allegri out ASAP. I think a lot of people are in that boat right now. And it's only going to get more interesting, though. Obviously, over the next few days to a week. Obviously, there's that meeting that's happening later this week, Friday. But let's not pretend like we're going to see much really happen there. Maybe I'm wrong, but I doubt it.
I should live stream it. You should go on,
Live
listen to
reaction.
whatever's happening. Yeah. I'm gonna put that on him. You should do that.
I'm here for it. Let's see. Anything else out there that you really want to talk about? Otherwise, we're about to say adios.
Morata also said something today to the Spanish outlets.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said yesterday, it seems like every international break, every single player just talks so freely and loosely about everything. Like Fernandez did, Zakaria did, De Ligt did, and Maguire said some crazy things today.
Yeah.
It's just like, okay, how do you just return back to your club after you say some of these things? Like, well, in Juventus's regard, like, obviously there's ex-players saying this. But, yeah, go ahead.
Well, see, here's the thing, is I feel like a lot of places, like, if you could get away with saying that in America, in any American team or whatever, football, anything like that, American football, American basketball, you could say that kind of stuff and get away with it for the most part, just because, like, in that circumstance, the coach is lower than a lot of the players, to be honest. It's different in Europe, especially. I think it's different in Italy compared to really most other football clubs internationally, because you get this. It's almost weird. I hate to use this term, and I know it's trouble. I'm going to use it Nazi-like a little bit. What I say about that is, or totalitarian or whatever it is, where it's just like a little bit tyrannical, where it's like if you say anything, if you do any of this or whatever, you get crushed. And, like, you get on a blacklist. Like, I'm sure we're on a blacklist because of the stuff we say half the time every day. Like, you know, like I mean, jokes before. Next time Alejandro, you or me steps foot in Allianz Stadium, you get that red sniper dot right on your head. You can see it. You can see it as you're walking in.
Lists. Yeah. Our faces are plastered over the wanted
We're
list.
right there because we didn't just say everything was great and everything was wonderful and walk the company line kind of thing. But you know what I'm saying, though? It's this weird feeling I get, like, you just can't say negative things. And there's a difference. There's people going out there just taking shots and pissing on Juve for no reason.
Yeah.
That's unnecessary. But what I'm saying is, if you have an actual grievance and something that you think is important that would make a difference, say it. You know?
I agree.
So it is what it is. That's what it is, guys. All right. It was short live today. We have a lot going on. But make sure, guys, if you can, check in tomorrow night. It's week 2 in a row, so hopefully we'll keep this thing going of bringing back the After Darks on the Bianconeri Zone. Me, Julian, hanging out, talking Juve, talking all the stuff going on. Definitely we'll be talking about Allegri, Conte, all that stuff lately. And then, of course, we're going to be talking about some nonsense. Julian
Garpar wings.
Say that again?
Garlic Parmesan wings.
Yes, garlic parm wings that he has to hurry up and go get his wife to who doesn't drive to go get. And then he can also go, and we're going to talk Marvel. We talk all kinds of nonsense. Yeah. I still haven't watched the new Star Wars thing. I've heard it's crap from the people that I know that like it, said that they literally are done with Star Wars. So sounds good. Can't wait to see that tonight. Anyway, guys, thank you all so much for tuning in. As always, we appreciate it. If you could, smash that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell icon, stay notified for all of our latest videos if you want to. And you feel so inclined, make sure you go follow my boy, Julian Genotti at Genotti151 on Twitter right now. You can follow me at Justin Sofro. And, of course, you can follow Alejandro at AlejandroBZ. And then Bianconeri Zone, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all that good stuff. We're going to see you guys next time.
Oh, yeah.
Forza Juve. Forza Bianconeri. Say hello to your old lady for me. Did everybody go? Did everybody leave? All right, thanks again, everybody, for tuning in. I do want to say, just make sure you tune into those After Darks. We have a lot of fun. I understand it's late. It's early for a lot of people, but make sure you tune in. We're going to have a lot of fun. We want to get these going on a regular basis. We're going to do some fun games, kind of game show-esque things on there. A lot of nonsense. And then, of course, there will be shots that will be taken in all directions. Juve, nobody is safe. Nobody can run. Antonio Conte, I guess Allegri out, Antonio Conte in. See you guys. All right, we'll see you guys. Have a good night.